Okay guys, welcome back to Babbling Brook Homestead. I decided today to go ahead and do a little garden tour, see what's going on. So come join me. So starting out here, we have my onion bed. So we have a lot of different kinds of onions. I kind of just planted them all together. They're all what grows good around here in this part of Pennsylvania. There are a lot of different kinds, depending on what you like. Obviously, there's yellow onions and white and red onions. And then when you start looking at planting onions, there's long day and short day onions. You just have to kind of learn the difference and what grows best in your area. I went to a local greenhouse. I had started some in my house. You know, some of the things I started this year, I'm not even gonna lie, they didn't do very great, like they did last year. So I'm supporting local other gardeners and shopping at their place, at their greenhouses. And I did get some stuff, so I got bulbs from a local greenhouse around here. But they're doing really good. They're looking great. Let me see if I can get a good shot of the garden. I put a little sneak peek on my Facebook page of what I found when I was weeding today, and it's pretty exciting. This bed last year was watermelons and cucumbers, and they were kind of on like these weird little trellises that they worked okay. I didn't really I liked how it worked. It was black metal, and I feel like it kind of hindered a lot and messed up and burnt some of my plants, so I won't do black metal again. I think it just kind of absorbed too much heat. So I had cucumbers on this side and watermelons over here, and I found these cute little things. Let me show you. See if I can get a good shot of them. Right here at the edge of my bed, right here, little little watermelon seeds. We had this one watermelon. It only grew to be about that big. It wasn't very big. And then it started to rot and die. And look at these little babies here. So I'm going to leave them. See if anything grows. I like volunteer plants that come up from previous year's gardening. We'll see what happens. I actually didn't have any plans to do watermelon this year, so why not let it grow? Seems to be hardy enough to grow. Okay, so then we have, in this next bed here, we have, potatoes. They're doing beautifully. I love my potatoes. Last year was my first year ever growing my own potatoes. I was kind of nervous. I didn't really know how it would work, how the soil would work, if my beds were deep enough, because some of my beds, I only have 10-inch beds, and some of them are 12-inch, and I did plant them last year in a 12-inch bed, but they grew so great, and I got so much out of it that I decided I was going to do more this year and actually double up what I did from last year. So I have this bed that we're at, and then the next bed there is also potatoes. Now I planted these ones first, so they're coming along a little bit better. I can't keep this thing straight. It's coming along a little bit better because they're just further along. But so then we'll come over here. This is my other potato bed. It's just coming up now. They're coming up. So there's nothing. Just I did I think there's 4 different kinds of potatoes I did. I tried a new kind. They're like purple. I don't know. They're just kind of neat. I like trying new things. I like color. It's exciting. Makes it a little bit more exciting for the kids too. Not that my kids are picky, but it's fun. I like keeping it fun. So, and then my very exciting bed. See if you can see this, baby. My strawberry bed. So excited. There's so much coming up. It's looking amazing. Let's see if we can get a good... There's just so much. And I've been waiting. It's been budded out so long. It's got so many blossoms on it. And it's had them for a few weeks now, but the weather's just been weird and cooler. So like they blossomed and then it was cool, so there wasn't really even pollinators out. And I was hoping that it didn't mess it up and I wasn't going to get any strawberries. And thankfully, it did not mess anything up, because I have a ton of strawberries starting, and it won't be very long at all, and I will be bombarded with a whole lot. These are these are ever-bearing strawberries. So like you can get June bearing, and then you'll get a whole bunch of strawberries all at once at the beginning of the season. These are ever-bearing, so I get them all throughout the season, although people say you get like a little bit throughout all through the season, but last year I got a lot of it through the whole season. We really had a lot through the whole time. Like we did have a big harvest in the early spring, and then it just kept going and it lingered, and we'd have a few little times of not much picking, but I mean it was a pretty good harvest all year, so I'm pretty satisfied with it. And it's really spread out, so I think I'm going to add a whole nother strawberry bed on for next year. I did plant asparagus with my strawberries, and you can see I'm letting some of them go to seed here. This is their second year of having them, and a lot of people say like you have to have it for like 3 years before you really can start harvesting. And I had so much luck with this year. This is the second year, and I was actually able to harvest a good bit, and there's actually some more in here I can still harvest. Some of it I'm just letting go to seed. With all these strawberries, they kind of get too big before I realize they're even there, but if I dig deep enough in there, I saw when I was weeding today that there's still a few in there to be picked. So we love our asparagus, so, but it's doing really good, and I can't complain about how our asparagus is growing either. And then this is one of the beds that are kind of a hit or miss bed. So we have peas. You can see the peas are doing great. They're coming along good. Each trellis here is a different type of pea. Like we have sugar snaps and I don't know, there's like 5 different kinds. So it's kind of exciting. I just wanted to mess with it a little bit and see what grew the best, what produced the most. You know, obviously taste, what we like the most. But I'm excited to have those start coming. Those are one of our favorite little snacks while we're in the garden. But we do also have radishes growing real well. They're coming along. They're going to be ready to go here pretty soon. And then I grew beets for the first time. I've honestly never even eaten a beet. But I wanted to plant some and kind of experiment and see how it is. Like I said, I like new things. They're a little bit hit or miss as well, but they grew pretty good. Like I said, our weather has been weird. It's finally warmed up, and you know, everything is growing good now, but we had some cold weather after I had planted these cool weather crops, and it definitely could have affected it. We did have some really heavy rain, which might have washed away some of my seeds also. So I'm not too upset about it. Like, I love to see a full garden and know my hard work has paid off. However, realistically, nature is nature. Things happen, and as much as this is really exciting, I love getting what I can get out of it. Most of the things I have planted that the cold weather affected it, this early stuff, can also be grown in the fall, and a lot of times it's better in the fall because you have less of the bugs and the pests. So I'll try again in the fall and do more. What's really cool about these cool weather crops, because this stuff here, you know, it'll be ready to go, ready to be harvested and eaten. And then when it gets too hot, I'll clear out this bed, put something short that's quick in it that can handle the hot weather. And then when the cold weather comes back and the hot weather crops can't handle the cool weather, then we clear that out and put more cool weather crops in, like more lettuces, more peas. Radishes are a great thing, even though we haven't really found a recipe that we like radishes. I like to give them away to friends and family who do eat them. It's just something nice. It takes up some space, makes my garden beautiful, can help somebody else, and it's a quick crop to grow, so why not, why not grow it if you can and find somebody who can use it. So this is kind of where it comes to very sporadic, that there's not too much growing here. Now this was what was this? This was all my basil, and it kind of surprised me because it grew so good last year, like really good. My basil did so good, so I'm thinking it might have been part of either washing away or the cold weather affected it. Here, I don't know if you can see, this right here is different kinds of parsley. I really like to grow my own herbs. That's one thing I kind of want to focus on in the house, is having something year round to grow herbs in, and focus on doing a lot of that, and lettuces too. It's just nice to have salad all year. Lettuce is so easy to grow, so it's kind of one of the staples I really like. This is my kale. Can you see? These 2 rows are my kale. It's doing okay. It's not doing great. I think the cold weather kind of affected a little bit, but I mean, it's doing pretty good. At least it's growing. It didn't disappear on me. One thing I'm very excited about is this last row right here. It's kohlrabi. Never grown kohlrabi before. Last year I tried. I had no luck whatsoever. So whatever Mother Nature's doing this year is working for the kohlrabi. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm hoping it does really good and I can actually eat some. Another thing I've never had, but I'm very, very excited to try it. Love trying new things. The kids are excited. Let's see here. Next bed is my greens bed. Look how beautiful it is. I love the colors. I like to get different things, mix it up so that it's beautiful to look at. It makes it that more exciting to be out here and enjoyable. We have our peas on the trellises. As you can see, they're doing great. I kind of used what we had laying around for trellises at the beginning because I knew the big trellises were coming, but I wanted my peas on early because they are cool with the crop and do better in the cold. So I used what I had laying around, and these ones here, this trellis here, it's like the short way, the long way down, and you can see my peas are kind of already over top, but that's okay. They're growing still, they're doing their thing, they'll still be delicious. I just like to give them as much opportunity to grow tall and produce more as possible, but it's fine. So this is one thing that in my lettuce bed that did grow sporadically, is my chard. Swiss chard is great. You can eat the leaves like lettuce, and if you let it grow, the stalks can be eaten like celery, and it's cool because it's kind of different colors. It's just something fun. I love salad, something cold, easy to make, and healthy in the summertime when it's hot. It's like the perfect thing. You can have it for any meal. I love my salad. So that is one of the fun things. It gives color. Like we have yellow, orange, and then like rainbow chard, so it has the different colors in it. So it gives a little bit more color to your salad bowl, which is just always fun. We have, I don't know if you can see, have spinach here, and these are different spinaches. They're looking really good. I think I'm gonna have to start picking tonight. We actually haven't harvested anything out of this bed yet, other than a couple nibbles here and there while we're out here. But we definitely need to start harvesting because we're having some hot days, and my things are going to go to bolt here pretty quickly. So I want to start, making the best of it. But the style I pick my lettuce in is cut and come again style. I do get heading lettuce types, but I don't really let them go to head. I might let a couple go to head. I do close spacing. Like, I don't give tons of room for spacing. But I do cut and come again, so I can cut some off and about like this far from the ground, and then let it grow back, and then I can keep harvesting from the same head of lettuce, or the same plant of lettuce, instead of waiting till it forms a whole head and picking that whole plant and not get anything else from it. You can just cut leaves off, make your salad or whatever, and then come back and let it grow for another week or two, and it'll be ready to harvest again, which is really handy. I really like doing it that way. I did not succession plant my lettuce this year. I did it all at once, mostly because of the weird weather we were having. It was getting kind of late in the year. It was still cold. I figured better get it all in, and then, like I said, I could always plant some in the house and harvest from that. And when it's real hot, my lettuce seemed to last pretty far into the year last year. In the heat, some of my lettuces did. It just depends. Last year I did it in a different bed that was more shaded. So we'll see. I had more bugs in it in the shade, which is why I decided to give it a try in a more full sun area. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But look at that, just beautiful. Like, I love the different kinds. So we have that. I just want to point out this pea. This pea is beautiful. This pea flower. See if I can get it in here. Would you look at how beautiful the color is on that one? I didn't have any last year that were like that color. I do have peas actually starting. I can't wait to pick them. I can't wait. And then right here, this is the bed I have to finish. This is carrots. I was kind of waiting. They were looking like they weren't doing good, and I had a mole in there. But I haven't seen any hint of the mole being there still, and they're doing good. So I'm going to go ahead and finish succession planting this bed. So like these 4 rows will be ready to harvest first, and then do a little bit more. So I don't have a whole ton of carrots all at once, because even though I don't like fresh carrots, everybody else in my family does. And then we will freeze or can whatever we have, whatever's left that we don't eat fresh. But let me go over here real quick. We have this little thing here, garlic. It's going really good. It's going to be ready to harvest here soon, I think. So I don't have very many, but it's better than nothing. This is my first time ever doing garlic. I am a new gardener. Like, I've only been gardening for a couple years, and learn as you go. I think every year, with no matter what you do, you learn as you go, and gardening is no different. So I'm definitely trying new things, seeing what I can grow here, pushing my limits to see how much I can grow and try to make the most for my family. But we like garlic, so I wanted to try it, and it's doing great. So I'm definitely going to plant a whole bunch more. And this is one of the things that you plant in the fall and then harvest in like around June. Well, around here it's around June. It does well like that. So it's kind of, you don't even have to think about it over winter and everything. And then it's here ready to go early in the summer. And then you have that growing space again for the rest of the summer and into the fall, which is always one of the pluses. I had planted peppers in this bed. They kind of didn't do well. There's some still growing. They're not doing great. As much as I love to start my own plants, I'm gonna have to go to a greenhouse, which is fine. I can support somebody else I'm trying to do it all self-sustaining, but it's better to be able to grow from somebody else's plant than have to go to the store and buy it myself. So we will do that. But the funny thing is, here's another little, let me see if I can get this in here, another little volunteer plant are potatoes. This is my potato bed at the end of the year last year, and I have potatoes that are growing, and they're doing great. So I'll let them grow, be more productive, because you know my peppers aren't being so productive. It's one of those things you gotta let it go sometimes and just realize mistakes happen, you know, different things happen, and just roll with the punches. So here's the start of my tomatoes. I only grabbed, I went to one of the local greenhouses when I bought the potato sets and the onion sets, and or onion bulbs, and they had some tomatoes. I really just kind of want to try these ones. So I have 4 plants here of tomatoes, and they're looking good. They're doing really good. I didn't bother I didn't bother watering this morning because we're supposed to have rain for the next 2 days. So they'll be like bright and green again. I love after it rains seeing everything come back to life, like super green and happy. In this bed also, on this other side, there's nothing coming up, so, but I did plant peanuts. First time ever doing that, of course. They're supposed to grow in this area. I'm gonna try it. It'll be exciting. I planted, I think, like 12 or 15. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It'll be an adventure, right? I love peanuts though. So this is my, let me turn this around so you can actually see. This is my row of trellises. Now, we did it from scrap. We did buy, obviously, we bought the T-posts. I did run out of those, which is why I haven't finished yet. A lot of people use cattle panels for the actual trellis part. What we did is we had a whole bunch of sheep and goat fencing left from our goat pasture. So I said, well, why not utilize that? It's not as sturdy. So like we actually had to get these pipes we had laying around here. We had like this water pipe and different stuff like that laying around. So we ended up cutting this and using it to help support the top part. And the next one looks kind of funky. We ran out of zip ties and haven't gotten to the store yet to get any more to hold it tight. But it works really well. Like everything is working really well. I'm excited to grow things on it. So we'll see how it goes. So along here we have green beans. So on this side of the trellises, because the beds on this side aren't done yet, all the trellises on this side are green beans, but each one is a different kind of bean. These are the pole beans. Obviously, they're going to climb up the trellises. So I love green beans, like my right next to the peas and strawberries for favorite snacking while I'm out here. I love green beans. We like them on our salad. We cook them. We can them. Whatever. As much as we can get out of the green beans, we will take the green beans all day long because they're so delicious. So we have then back here is 4 celery plants. I actually also got those from the greenhouse because no matter how much I try, I cannot get my celery to actually start, or if they do, they don't last very long at all before they die. So I got started celery plants, see how they grow, see how they do here, and then we'll try again next year for our own. We do have sweet potato plants here. We got a group. I planted them for the first time last year. I really liked how they grew, how they ended up. So I wanted to do more. So I don't think I only had 2 or 3 plants last year. This year I want to do 12 plants. I have a whole dozen sweet potato plants. And they're beautiful. When they vine and they flower, they're just gorgeous to have in here. And then it's always so exciting. It's like Christmas Day when you pull your plants up out of the ground and see what you have, like your potatoes and your onions, your garlic, and anything that, your carrots, any root vegetable that's growing in the ground. It's so exciting. when you can actually harvest. You see these plants growing, you know they're doing good, and you finally get to see what you have. So it's always a fun one. Again, here in this bed is, we'll scooch it up. This is 2 trellises per bed. So along the side here, here's the way, is all pole beans. Now in the actual rest of the bed, we planted bush beans because, like I said, we like our green beans. And I will actually plant, when we get more beds filled, I'm going to do more bush beans in beds because they'll last for a while, and then we'll have like a succession of them, of another bed full, and we devour them. So very exciting. I love my green beans. But so we did bush beans on the outside, pole beans on the inside, because the pole beans go up the trellis and the bush beans grow in a bush form kind of thing. And then this last part here, we don't have anything planted in the rest of it, but we do have beans, more pole beans on the inside of the trellises. And I'm trying to decide where I'm going to finish out here. We've had a weird couple days here, busy kind of days, and it's been too hot and trying to get other things done. So I'm excited to get out here the next couple days and finish planting in what I got. I got to finish putting compost and soil in these beds. I believe that is everything for this garden tour. So this is the first garden tour of the season. It is June 1st, 2020. So I will be showing you week by week as everything progresses. We'll be doing a garden tour, and then in between, if something comes up in the homestead, we'll be taking a video of that too. Alright, see you next time.